What, the COVID days?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Woburn City Council of January 6, 2026. Just a reminder, this meeting is being recorded, and please silence your cell phones. If you are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilor Amara.
Present.
Councilor Demers.
Present.
Councilor Dillon.
Present.
Councilor DeMambro.
Present.
Councilor Ferrulo.
Present.
Councilor Mercer Bruin.
Present.
Councilor Papalato.
Present.
Councilor Viola.
Present.
President Toro.
Present.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we dispense with the reading of the previous meeting's journal and approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is communication from His Honor the Mayor, request for presentation for the Housing Production Plan. A communication dated December 17, 2025 was received from His Honor the Mayor, Michael P. Concanon. Further communication dated December 31st, 2025 was received from Casey Haggerty, the Economic Development Manager. And today, a communication dated January 6, 2026 was received from His Honor the Mayor.
Make a motion the communications be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to make the communication part of the permanent record. All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion the matter be laid on the table until the regular meeting of the City Council on February 3rd, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item under new petitions is a petition for renewal of the 2026 bowling alley license for Woburn Bowling Entertainment LLC, 32 Montville Ave.
Make a motion the matter be referred to the Committee on Public Safety and License.
Second.
Motion and a second. The matter be referred to the Committee on Public Safety and License. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is petition for 2026 renewal of second-class motor vehicle sales license by McSheffrey's SE LLC, DBA McSheffrey's of the South End, 75 Main Street.
Same action.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda under public hearings, we have HDR Holdings LLC for a special permit under Section 5.1 subsection 29 and Section 12 for reuse of existing tenant space to 12-seat fast casual restaurant at 103 Commerce Way. A communication dated December 4th, 2025 was received from Tom Quinn, the building commissioner. Further communication dated December 16th, 2025 was received from John Cashell, the planning director. Those are the communications.
Make a motion the communications be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion and a second to make all communications part of the permanent record. All in favor?
Aye.
Petitioner is here.
Right.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the council. For the record, Attorney Mark Vaughn with the law firm of Reamer Bronstein. Happy New Year to you all, and congratulations, Mr. Toro, on becoming president of the council.
Thank you.
So I'm here tonight representing HDR Holdings and Wonder Restaurant in connection with a application that's been submitted. Jason Botcher, who is with Wonder Restaurant, is here, and Sarah McCarthy, who's with VHB, just the engineering firm of record. But property is located at 103 Commerce Way in Woburn, and applicant is seeking a special permit with site plan approval for the reuse of an existing vacant retail space that's located in that building. We had a very brief slide deck, if might be able to just walk quickly through it. Thought it might be helpful, Mr. President, and yeah, there you go. As Jason is setting this up here. So Wonder is a restaurant concept that has been operating for several years. They have locations along the eastern seaboard and are expanding into Massachusetts. and they have several locations in Massachusetts that are going to be looking to open in 2026. They are, this slide will indicate in terms of their locations. Currently, they have 90-plus locations, primarily along the eastern seaboard. And it's a unique concept where, as we'll get into if you have any questions about it, but they basically provide a unique dining experience where they partner with renowned restaurants and chefs to offer their signature dishes, all served under a single kitchen under the Wonder brand. That partnership allows them to diversify the menu, offer a wide variety of cuisine for patrons, all under one restaurant and one name. So you'll see names like Bobby Flay Steak that's up there, certainly Street Bird Chicken, and others that you may or may not be familiar with from other locations. But so they are looking to open over 20-plus locations in Massachusetts over the next year, and very excited about the opportunity to locate here in Woburn. A lot of their business is app-based, based on the phone. If you're going to come in and pick up an order or have it delivered, there's also dine-in as well. So I believe you're all familiar with the subject location that we're talking about here, but again, this is 103 Commerce Way. It's the retail building that's out in front of Target, located at basically the intersection of Commerce Way and the on-ramp, off-ramp to Interstate 93. The building today has PetSmart in there, I think Liv's Juice Bar, and there is also a Pilates business, just as a frame of reference in terms of other tenants that are in that specific building. So the property is in the BI zoning district, so obviously the fast order food restaurant is allowed subject to special permit. So just next slide there, just give you a sense. This is the floor plan of the restaurant itself. Again, there's no expansion of square footage. It's just reusing the existing building. This is the space that was formerly the vitamin shop on the corner, the front left corner of the building. So you'll see the standard layout. There's 12 seats that are in the front when you enter from the front, which you see the door on the left-hand side there, and then kitchen and equipment, refrigeration, everything that's in the back of house area. This just gives you a sense of the build-out that they typically have. The site improvements here are largely interior. There's going to have some limited mechanical improvements with a rooftop system and then a new grease trap that would be installed as well. So again, just gives you a feel for kind of the signage and, you know, what they do in the front. The site today is presently accessed by way of an existing signalized intersection that is right at Commerce Way. So I know we did submit some data indicating that the restaurant reuse of that retail shop not anticipated to generate traffic that would make any adverse impact or cause any issues with respect to traffic operations. So certainly appreciate the council's time, but we happy to answer any questions or address any comments that you might have. But I know they're very excited about coming into Woburn and operating at this location. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilor Mercer-Bruin?
Thank you, President Toro, and thank you, Attorney Vaughn. I'm very excited about this. First of all, I think the aesthetic of the outside is awesome. Is that pretty representative?
So the
Does that
signage-
represent what it's going to look like? Thank you. I can't
So
find my words tonight.
Specific facade details are still being worked out. The signage is reflective of what the signage would look like. But in terms of exterior improvements or facade improvements, still being worked on.
So if I were to look up some of the other locations, would that give me some
So,
idea of?
To a certain extent, yes, we've actually started putting a lot more effort and a lot more money into facades. That's a relatively recent
Really
development.
like that one.
Exactly. So it used to be that we would work with the facade of whatever inline location that we're occupying. And we had different branding, different signage, a different logo. So we're putting more effort now into those facades, and this will be one of those locations.
Okay. I would like to see what the end
Yeah.
result is going to be, because I think that really lifts up that whole space, first of all, and I also love the concept.
Well,
of the
100%.
restaurant
And
as well.
This location, it has such high visibility, that's important to us because it's reflective of who we are.
So if we were to suggest that that facade be the facade,
I can take a look at I can reach out to the design team and see what is in store for this. In terms of that specific facade, I'm not sure what brand is approved for this, to be quite honest with you, but I can confirm that.
I originally was thinking we could move this off the floor tonight, but after this discussion, I personally, as the representative of that ward, would like to wait to see what the outside is going to look like.
I can get that confirmed for you tonight,
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
just to see
I
what that
certainly don't want
design
to hold
is going
anybody
to be,
up.
what degree of improvements we're making here, yeah.
Just, I think the council's probably very excited to have you all moving in here as well. There's been a lot of turnover here. This could be it, right? So,
We think
the
so.
outside, yeah, I think so too, but the outside does matter. It absolutely does matter. So that would be one thing I'd like to see as a condition, that the facade looks pretty much like what you just showed us. And honestly, I did have a quick question, if I still have the floor, President Toro, about the hours of operation.
Yes, so hours of operation proposed are 10 a.m. to midnight.
10 a.m. to midnight?
To midnight, yes. So we do lunch and we do dinner service
Okay, is that every day?
every day. To start, depending on volumes as we move into new markets, if we see that there's not enough volume to justify till midnight on Mondays and Tuesdays, we might pare it back. But 10 to 12 is our standard operating hours.
So just tell me briefly, if you can, your other locations. You mentioned one in Connecticut and a couple of others. What are their hours of operation?
So
One
it
in
varies.
Fairfield, for instance. What
Yeah,
is,
originally, everything was operating, let's call it 10:30, 11 a.m. to about 10 p.m. But we realized we were missing out on demand, so we've now expanded that. There are some circumstances where we're in the process of getting amended approvals so that we can expand our hours of operation where they were restricted by whether it was municipal code or by approval granted by a board. But we're in the process now of getting all of those locations expanded where necessary.
I'd have to take a look at the corridor and see what the latest hours of operation are there. You might know.
Off the top of my head, I don't believe there are restrictions. I'll have to double check. But yeah, I don't believe there are restrictions here for hours of operation in this zone. Double check, but yeah.
Yeah, so we'll look into that, because I can't think of anybody over there that's open past midnight.
Yeah.
Okay. Parking, I know that last time I was there, and I drive by it often, the striping seemed okay to me. It doesn't seem like it needs to be redone or anything like that. What's the exact number of spaces you have there?
Parking spaces? I think there's 899 spaces that are in the plaza total, but. I
That
mean,
are shared with
Yeah,
the
they're
other
shared with
common-
Target and
Yep.
then the building that Starbucks is in, so they're all kind of shared parking, but obviously.
Those parking spaces are shared with Target, way on the other side, and Starbucks.
Well, I think
outside
folks
of
can,
the-
I think folks can park wherever they wish, so technically they're shared parking. You talk about like the number of spaces that are just kind of around
Number of
the buil-
spaces that are around your building for your customers
I
to
believe
park.
that was plus or minus.
63? 63, yeah.
And Attorney Vaughn, you said you did send us some traffic numbers, which I'll take a look at. But there's definitely some more questions to be answered here tonight for me, so we'll probably have a quick committee meeting. But if you could work on getting some answers about the facade, that would be great.
If I can get an answer for you in the next few minutes.
Yeah, I appreciate that, sir, but also, the 10 AM to midnight, the parking space, I need a little bit more time to digest it than just
Understood.
one meeting, if the council permits me to do that. I don't know that that will happen tonight, but that would be my preference. I don't think it's a big deal. We're talking a week or so.
That's
but-
fair.
And what I could do is come up with a draft list of conditions that would be normal for this area. And Attorney Vaughn, you could look at them and tell me what you think, and we'll sew it up.
Yep.
I'm all set, President.
Council Viola?
Thank you, Mr. President. Quick question. Now, you guys offer dine-in, takeout, and delivery, correct?
Correct.
What majority do you see in your other locations?
So suburban locations that are similar in context to this, we expect it to be about 60% delivery, 40% the balance being pickup, and dine-in. Dine-in is usually less than 5% of our order volume on any given day. So we don't actually track that number specifically. We put it in with the 40% for pickup.
And at any of your other locations, is the parking sort of similar to this?
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of locations that are very similar in this kind of site context.
Do any of the delivery services end up double parking in fire lanes, or do you have signage that says don't park?
Yeah, we have the ability to direct message or have conditions or instructions for our delivery drivers so that they do not park in fire lanes. Most of these delivery drivers, they learn after the first time coming to a site that you can't park curbside at this kind of location. Yeah.
Thank you.
Councilor Dillon?
Thank you, President Toro. How long has this site been vacant? Do you have an idea?
This specific location, I don't know off the top of my head. It must be, I would say probably a year or two.
That's, through the chair to Councilor Mercer Bruin. I understand the spirit of the question of the facade, but, and I realize this is your ward, and I'll handle this delicately, but the building is already there, and I understand improvements, but we're looking at a site that's been vacant for a year. We're in a period in the city of Woburn where we need tax revenue. I'd like, not only in this particular petition, but petitions coming forward, see if we can't get these cleared on the floor rather than go to committee. I understand the time frame is something that you need to feel comfortable, but as far as the facade, hopefully you can work something out pretty quickly, and that can get squared away tonight. And again, I'm just trying to get the process so that we can, first off, get some tax revenue, make it easier for petitioners that come in front of us, and also make the process a little bit easier on the city council as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Councilor DeMambro?
How you doing? I just got one question. Where would your food deliveries be? In the front, the side?
They would-
Because I know I saw the template of the layout, but I didn't see any receiving doors or anything, or dedicated door systems for the deliveries of the
So
food
just to
products.
clarify, are you talking delivery of product to the site?
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
couriers?
raw food products from Cisco or whoever your
Okay,
food
so yeah,
distributors are.
there is a rear entry. And then we also, most of our deliveries, they will come well before opening hours. And most of our inline locations, our retail locations that are similar to this, they will come through the front door.
They'll come through the front. Is there a designated parking area, or are they just going to be parking along the curb
There-
and just tooling off the back of the truck or down a
So
ramp?
in this situation, there is a parking area, a loading area for the I believe it's the PetSmart. But in a lot of our locations, they'll just pull along that curb. They're there for about 20 to 30 minutes. They offload, and then they're off to the next location.
Okay.
But like I said, they're on site early. At a retail or a commercial location like this, 6, 7 a.m., they would be there making their deliveries, walking everything directly into the walk-in box, the walk-in refrigerator, and then they're off-site.
And
So it's
would-
before anything else is
do
open.
you have some sort of key box there, or
Yeah.
do you have
They'll
somebody
have
on site?
access, yeah.
They'll have access.
There, because they are our delivery drivers, correct.
Excellent. Thank you.
Councilor Mercer Bruin?
Thank you, thank you. I'm happy to try to move this off the floor tonight, but I don't feel bad about asking about the facade because you, in fact, showed that picture, right? And I assume there's a reason you showed that picture, not just to make me think, oh, it's gonna look like this. So I would expect to get a reasonable picture of what it will look like tonight. And those things are important in this corridor. For those of you that don't know, I was here when we wrote the overlay district for this particular corridor. And we had great visions of how it was going to look. And it's taken little bits of it at a time to try to get there. So every time we can get there a little bit more, that is my goal as the ward counselor, and I'm sure that you understand that. In terms of the hours of operation in general in that area, it's 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., so I wouldn't support anything more than that. Every day, that's fine. There's many restaurants operating every day over there. Parking spaces, there seems to be plenty there. So if we can get past what the facade is going to look like, I'm happy to move it off the floor tonight.
Okay.
So,
If you, yeah.
may I just on that subject, I think the intent in terms of showing the interior fit up and the exterior were just to give you a sense of the quality that they do in terms of the build out. I think for the exterior, if I recall, there's actually a couple of variations that were on that. So I think it was more to show, different types of exterior. Like, that's
Yes,
one.
it's for illustrative purposes.
The one
You
on
could
the
see
right is
every
different.
one of our facades will have differences. The signage is consistent in so much as that the logo has changed over the last 3 to 4 months. But we are making facade improvements in terms of what degree and what exactly that is going to look like. Not finalized. I don't have anything from the architect on that at this point.
I'm
But
sorry,
I
I understand my fellow
what I can
counselor's
do-
concern about moving things along, but how things look in our city is so important.
So-
I can't underestimate that.
Counselor, what I can do is I can shoot a quick message and see if we have received anything that I would be able to pull up real quick for you. If that would make you comfortable.
Absolutely,
That'd be
if that is not too much trouble. And then through the chair, may I ask, if this does have to go to committee, one committee meeting, is that going to be detrimental to your business?
We move a million miles an hour. I'm not even, I'm not being hyperbolic when I say when we lose a day, it's like, it's a heart attack internally. We're opening a lot of these, we move very fast. So every week lost is important, incredibly important to us.
So the last permit that you got, how long did that take? When I look it up, I'll be able to know how long it took to get your permitting for Connecticut or those other places?
So it depends on the location.
Right.
Some move pretty quick. Some towns are, some can take long. You're not Long Island, I'll tell you that. Long Island is difficult.
Again, I'm all about getting it right. So at the end of the day, if you have something that you can show,
If you'd be kind enough to give me 5 or 10 minutes.
that is not up to me, sir. That would be up to the president and asking the council.
Mr. President?
Sure.
If I may?
Yes.
This is the only matter we have left on the agenda this evening.
Yes.
Are we going to take a 10-minute recess for every permit that doesn't have their ducks in order?
I can,
I mean, I would think that a petitioner would have the proposed design and ready to go before us, before they came here tonight. This isn't something that just came up.
I would
So
concur.
I would think that, just procedurally, and I want to warn my colleagues, that if you look down Main Street at the Ha 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 Chicken, we did not get a picture of what that structure was going to look like. We took the petitioner's word for it, and it ended up looking like a Formica countertop. So I just want to warn my colleagues that the best, more prudent matter might be pushing this one meeting and getting it right, rather than leaving us open to getting something we didn't want to, because it wasn't in the conditions of the permit.
So it seems like we'd have the ability to get this pretty quick. Our next committee meeting is the 12th. It seems like everyone would be ready for this to be in committee, get it squared away, and get it sent back to our next meeting. And yes, it is a little bit of time, I understand that, but I do concur with Councilor Demers in terms of making sure we have our ducks in a row. Councilor Mercer Bruin is a ward councilor for this ward, and she's pretty passionate about having the design. So I think it is our last matter. If we had another matter, maybe we could give you that recess, but I would say our best bet is to push it, but, Council Dillon?
Thank you. Thank you, President Toro. Our package that we got is dated approximately, it's dated November 21st. When we got it, I would think shortly afterwards. Our communication from Planning Board was December 16th. Our communication from Commissioner Quinn was December 4th. Time is money, people. I don't see, at the very least, us having a 10-minute recess so we can try to make a petitioner who's coming into our city and trying to get a thriving business at not even 7:30, to give them 10 minutes to see if we can square this out. I would like to make a motion for a 10-minute recess to see if I get a second.
We have a motion.
If I may, Counselor. So did confirm, we only have shops for exteriors. We don't have renderings for exteriors. Typically, we don't do renders for exteriors because what we wind up doing in terms of those improvements is not subject to board approval. So we don't typically put together renderings for the exteriors because they're not a part of the package, to answer your question. So, but what we can do is I can get something put together if that's something that you would require. And I can have that put together probably this week.
Council Mercer Bruin?
Again, I don't know what the hurry is, and I appreciate Counselor Dillon's review of when these things were received. But I'll speak frankly, there's a lot of petitions that come in. We had one meeting in December that I missed. I'm sorry, I had the flu. So am I playing a little catch-up here? I apologize if that's causing problems, but at the end of the day, it is very not normal for us, if we have questions, to send it to one committee member. Gosh, Counselor Dillon, you sat up there for 2 years.
Absolutely.
This is how we do it. It's one meeting. I don't know why it's causing such angst. Is it causing a lot of angst here for the council? I asked for one meeting, and I don't think that's a lot.
I think one last thing. Go ahead. Yep. Councilor Dillon?
I would, again, appreciate if we give them 10 minutes. That's not necessary at this point.
Correct.
Not necessary.
No.
So it seems like everyone's spoken on the matter that wanted to. Do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
Have a motion to open the public hearing, President Toro?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone here that would like to speak on this matter, please step forward.
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing and have a special permits meeting on Monday, I think it's the 11th.
12th.
Wrap this up.
So I need a motion to continue the public hearing.
I'm
to
sorry.
Date specific?
Our next meeting, whatever that happens to be.
And I would think if you're going to have committee meetings on this Monday, it's January 12th, just as an FYI.
So I think we've established, if I may, I think we've established that well, I guess, let me ask you a question, Attorney Vaughn, since this isn't something that your company generally does. Councilor Mercer Bruin is looking for renderings of the exterior. Our next meeting is the 12th.
Yes.
We don't want to have this meeting on the 12th if you're not going to be prepared and then have to reschedule it again. So my question to you is, would you be prepared with the exterior renderings by the 12th, or would it be best suited to do the 26th?
We can push for the 12th.
What I need to know is, I want to know that you can do it for the 12th, because I don't want to reschedule this. It's a lot of paperwork for our city clerk. So if you can't get it for the 12th, we're going to do the 26th.
We will prioritize it for the 12th.
Okay. So we're going to do the 12th. Are you okay with that,
I
Council?
am absolutely, and I thank you for that.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't want this to look like that building that Councilor Demers referenced downtown.
So with that being said, excuse me, our next city council meeting is
20th.
the 20th. We do have quite a few items on the agenda for the 20th, but it seems like this could potentially be a quick matter to do. So it seems like we want to continue. Do we have a motion to continue the public hearing to our meeting on the 20th of January?
And
made that
and to
as a
committee, but there was
Oh,
no
I'm sorry,
second.
yep.
But there was no second.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second to continue the public hearing to the 20th and to send this to Special Permits Committee for January 12th, 2026. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Attorney.
very much for
Thank
your
you,
time.
sir.
Thank you all.
I will
Thank you.
plan to be present for the committee meeting. Jason's actually flown in for this meeting. I'm not sure he's going to be here, but I will make sure I have the material that I feel that you need to be able to act next
And
week.
through the chair, if you have anything that you can email ahead of time, that will save us time, or save people from flying in, that's great too. And City Clerk Higgins will make sure that the rest of the committee sees it as well on an email chain.
Yeah, we're going
So,
to make it.
thank you very much. I really appreciate that,
Really
through the
appreciate
chair.
it. Thank you all for
Right.
the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay. Yep.
I would
Second. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.